Be fearless. The world needs what you have to give. This is a quote from Eileen Anglin. Welcome to another episode of Midweek Motivation with me, your host, Marcus. On today's episode, we're going to talk about letting your light shine and how and why letting your light shine will bring you closer to the life that you want. Okay, now many of us grew up in church and we're familiar with the phrase, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Now, what does this phrase mean? In the religious sense, this phrase means that I'm going to share Jesus with others. I'm going to let my light shine. The Bible says that Jesus is the light of the world. Okay, so that's what it means in the religious. I'm going to share Christ with others. Now, in the real world sense, it means that I'm going to display what's unique, what's different about me, and I'm going to be proud about what makes me different, okay? Because I'm going to tell you a secret. Every person in the world, even you watching this, was born with a song to sing, okay? Everybody in the world has a comparative advantage over everybody else if they're willing to use it. They're willing to stick themselves out, okay? And basically, comparative advantage is what makes them preferable over someone else. It's what's different about you, okay? And I think to yourself, what's different about, for example, I do these videos. That's what I'm letting my light shine, okay? But the sad thing is about most of us are born with a song to sing, but a lot of people go to the grave with the song still in them, all right? No, a lot of people go to the grave with the song still in them. It's because of conformity, okay? They do what everybody else does. They're afraid. Now, the opposite of courage is not cowardice. It's conformity, okay? It's doing what everybody else is doing. It's doing what's expected of being a good little student. Okay, this is why A students don't really succeed in life, because they're just so used to performing to external expectations. Everything's orderly. Ever wonder why C students succeed in life? It's very interesting. I always wanted to, now I understand why, because everything was very ordered in school, okay? Now, how does this relate to success, okay? This relates to success because I'm basically saying, don't hide your light, okay? You got to stick out and stand out if you're going to be successful, okay? You can't care what people think. You think of anybody in your life that is successful. Think about anyone doing something cool and you're like, I look up to them. I want to be like them. I guarantee they're probably doing something that is different than most people. Remember, if you're going to be successful, you got to be willing to do and stick out and stand out. There's two ladies behind me thinking, this dude's crazy, screaming. I don't mind sticking out. The thing is, do you mind sticking out? Do you mind? Do you care what other people think about you? Or do you want the approval of others more than you want to be successful? Now, that's the key thing to ask. Remember, success is a spiritual thing. It's a heart thing. Like, you got to really put yourself into this, okay? Because you can be successful, but you got to stick out and you got to stand, all right? And this is not easy. It's painful to stick out. Sometimes when you stick out, you're an easy target when you stick out, okay? Think about anybody who's doing anything. They stuck out, all right? Now, we got to let this light shine because we live in kind of a dark world where people just see a lot of bad. Like, be the light at your workplace, be the light in your family, in your church, be the source of inspiration and know that, hey, it only takes a spark to start a fire, all right? Be that spark as you go about your life. Like the yogi Bhajan said, he said, travel light, live light, spread the light, and be the light, okay? Be the light as you live your life. Knowing that you've got this unique song to sing and people need to hear you, but you can't be afraid. Remember, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage, all right? You got to put yourself out there. Fear is one of the biggest things that keeps people back from the light. Let your light shine and life will get easier for you. How do you let your light shine? You give up fear and just listen to the voice that's within you. You got to just express what's inside. Remember, most people don't express. They just do. They just fall in line with everybody else is doing, okay? And that is a surefire way to be a failure, is to do what everybody else expects. Remember, the 3 reasons for failure is because people listen to friends. They listen to fools, friends, and family. That's the number one reason why people fail in life, is because they listen to those 3 things, all right? Ask yourself today on this Wednesday, am I dimming my light so that others can feel more comfortable around me? Some of y'all are super smart, super talented, don't even want to show it because you're like, oh, I'll make the other people around me feel bad, all right? Most people are doing the same exact things. Most people are just living, their lives small, safe, and scared in a little box, trying to figure out how things are, wanting to be successful, wanting to put themselves out there, but afraid of what others might think of them, okay? You can't do that. You've got to graduate spiritually and say to yourself, you know what? Being successful is more important than being safe. I'm going to tell you something. You're either going to be comfortable or you're going to be successful. I've learned that in my success. You're either going to be comfortable or you're going to be something. You can't literally have both. You can have comfort that comes from the success, like money and all that, but you can't do both. So you have to choose one. I've decided I'm just gonna be uncomfortable most of the time. All right, in closing, all right, letting your light shine is important, okay? Every person is born with a song to sing. My question to you on this Wednesday, are you singing it? Are you singing your song? Are you doing the thing that makes you different from everybody? Think about the birds. What makes a bird is the fact that it can fly. That's what makes it different than every other animal out there. What makes a human different than every other organism? They have a brain, they have a spiritual side of it. That's what makes them different. Think about like a snake. What makes a snake different than everybody else? They have no arms and no legs. Only animal I can think of besides like a slug that has no arms and no legs. Very, very eerie, very interesting to think about. But last, I wanna leave you with this. Remember the words from Yogi Bhajan. He was a famous spiritual teacher. He said, "Travel light, live light, spread the light, be light." Okay, be light on your job on this Wednesday. Okay, you probably are in a lot of workplaces are negative environments. I've been there when everybody seems to have a problem with everything. Be the person who's like, you know what? Let's turn this into something good. All right. Because life is one. There's a lot of good things about life, but we're just taught all the bad things about it. We're all just taught to be comfortable. And I've learned that a lot of people who chase comfort their whole life, at the end of their life, they have a lot of regret. It's good to feel pain a little bit and push yourself to be different. Don't be like everybody else, be different. Okay? Now, if you enjoy this video, please share it with your friends and family. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday on my respective channels. See the link below to my other channels. And also, feel free to subscribe if you haven't, if you enjoyed this video. And lastly, unsuccessful people make decisions based on their current situations, and successful people make decisions based on where they want to be. Make decisions based on where you want to be. Let your light shine today, okay? Don't be afraid to hide your light. People need what you have to give, all right? Stop doubting yourself and believe that you're worth something, okay?